Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manata. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha, everybody. It's James with Montauk. Mana meaning mystical power. and or power. Talk means talking, you know. That thing you hear from that when you're in daycare as a kid. What does the daycare person tell you? One that I did, it used to say this all the time. Use your words. Use your words. It had biters and, you know, kids that would hitters and all these other kids. When my kids were younger, all kinds of nutty kids. My kid would come over. I go, what's that on your hand, on your arm? Well, Jessica bit me. What the fuck? Did you do anything to her? No, I was just drawing. I didn't say anything. This fucking Jesus. Anyway, it is December 22nd, 12/22/2023. This is my documentary, basically. And it's about unanswered questions, or questions that seem to slip by that I think are, you know, there's a narrative, there's a talking point, there's a topic that people are trying to get through on their shows or their programs, and somebody brings up something kind of alarming. You're just like, wait a second, hold on, what did he just say? What the fuck did he just say? Here's a good example here. Hopefully I got it right. Yeah, this is with Patel. He used to work for the FBI or something like that, and the guy. I can't believe I just fucking spaced on this guy's name. Anyway, you got to hear this.
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? That is I mean, there's.
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting
Yes.
of the Catholic school.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a Black Book. Or the
So, but the Black Book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover power.
All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a Black Book. Or all these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a Black Book. Or the
but the Black Book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover.
That's, I think, a very big question. They kind of glazed over that. And the reason why I think that's a big question is, then who's really controlling our local police? That, you know, that plays into that question. Who, if they don't follow suit, then do they really work for the people, protect and serve the public? I mean, I haven't seen that on a cop car in a long time. And, you know, my cousin's, my uncle, Terry, you can look it up, Terry Stowers. He was the police captain, sheriff, like the head chief of police of Anchorage a long time ago, decades ago. And when I was a kid, we used to go hunting with him and his brother Bobby. Bobby taught me how to shoot, and there was some big animals out there. I was pissing my pants most of the time I was out there. I was just carrying, and I was just the ammo carrier. But I shot a 22, I think, when I was like 5 or 6. I don't know, something. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was. I was scared, But after that, I would think I was just, I used to hunt with my grandfather out in Southern California. Believe it or not, there used to be a lot of deer out there. There was bear, and there used to be hunting a lot. He was in a hunting club, a duck hunting club, at the Bolsa Chica wetlands, long time ago, which they closed down like idiots. But anyway, he had an 1899 410 that my mom sold that pissed me off. I go, why did you sell that? How much did you sell it for? A guy gave me 150. What? What? Oh, that was the best quail gun. We had quail at my grandfather's a lot. We got and hunt quail. It was easy to do. You just walk kind of slow and keep your distance from each other, and you had a point person. And as soon as they get up in the air, that's it. They're not. I remember chewing it. I don't know if you've ever chewed on a piece of lead before, but it sucks. I've done that a few times. But here's the question. That's really interesting now, because that's kind of alarming. Because I really didn't. I knew that the government supplies money for certain things federally. But in this particular case, with this conversation, of course, they're talking about Epstein's book. Yeah, we get it. We want to fucking see that. There's no way. And hopefully, Trump will expose the entire Black Book. I'm hoping because I know he never went. Ghislaine and Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein photobombed Trump several times. There was just photobombs. Everybody's like trying to put them together. And you see these stupid photoshops. It's like it's this one Photoshop that they used that the Democrats used, where Jeffrey Epstein had an arm that must have been like 4 feet long or something. That's what they were trying to say. It was so terrible. It was fucking terrible. And that went everywhere in the internet. People were believing it. Saying, oh, Trump says you've never been there, which is very telling. Now, I think that's an important question. I want to know how we, the people, the republic, because we are a republic, how we can get that power back, because that's where it needs to be, in the hands of the citizens. We need to control their funding. We need to control what they do, how they do it, where they do it. I mean, we want them to be funded. I want cops to be paid a lot, because there are some idiots out there. A lot of them. They're drunk drivers. They're druggies. They're this, that, the other thing. There's wackos. There's a wacko around every fucking corner, it seems, these days. More so than ever, obviously. Especially in the blue states, right? Since, I think it was 2021 is when Gavin Newsom released 7,000 pedophiles into the streets. It's like, what? But we're going to give you a living wage. We're going to give you a better minimum wage. So they raised the minimum wage. It's like, yeah, dude, there's something about these people and pedophilia. It's just really alarming to me. And there are some wry piglikins that are on that book too. Don't fucking kid yourself. The rhinos, definitely. The wry piglikins, I call them. Right. But there's a guy here on, and he's with Benny, right? Benny Johnson. Listen to this one. Oh, it's not I'm in the wrong screen. Okay, here we go. There we go. You guys can see it now. But listen to this conversation. And here's where you, like, right there I wanted to stop and say, okay, how does this process work? Where are these people embedded? How come our police are so dependent on the federal government? That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. You know, and those that stray away, in my opinion, are, you know, stray away or mavericks. In other words, they it's not about the funding for them, however that money comes or what it does. That's another question. But as long as, you know, we're in control of it, I think that's just the way the Constitution, that's the way the government, that's the way the United States is supposed to be set up. It's supposed to be ran by the people. And it just, that hasn't happened in fucking decades, it seems like. Now let's listen to this conversation.
And then blackmailed to.
Oh, by the way, I was watching something on, just so you know, I rarely watch. I used to watch TYT like 7 years ago, and then they just totally went south. They just became total fucking, you know, I'm gonna say it, libtards. You know what I mean? It was just pretty sad. But this came up as I was watching something else on YouTube here. I think it was Mike Johnson or something. No, it wasn't. It was. It was just rolling. You know how YouTube just keeps rolling through. But anyway, I was watching something else, and this came up, and I really didn't watch. Wasn't waiting for it. It's just, it was weird that. It's interesting that Anna Kasparian, you know, and Cenk Uygur, or Anna Kasparian was kind of siding with this Republican. And I was like, you know, she'll jump ship, right? She's a opportunist, like most journalists are these days. They're just fucking opportunists. You know, it's all about the money and the paycheck. It has nothing to do with real journalism. But it really, and she was giving praise to this congressman who was, you know, saying this. Here, watch.
To vote certain ways. Now let's watch more of what he had to say.
Congressman, you represent the state of Tennessee. Marsha Blackburn has been completely blackballed in the Senate for asking for these flight logs to be released and for this client list to be released. It seems like now you are fighting.
Now, I'm surprised that TYT is also, because a lot of the people that they've been pushing and supporting and giving praise to are probably in this book. So this is interesting in its own for me to even, for them to be correlated, you know, to be connected to this. It's kind of weird.
Fighting with her in the House.
But that's my boy, Benny Johnson. He's a good kid.
Why the protection mechanism? And more importantly, you mentioned recently in an interview that there may be some members of Congress who are personally compromised by this, and they don't want the truth to get out.
You got powerful people, and they write the big checks. Well, let's be honest. And powerful people in this country, they write the big checks. And they, you know, they're the ones out on the tarmac when the president comes and visits, and whichever party they're in. They always either out on the tarmac or in the private room. They're the ones that write the big checks. They don't care who's in. They hate this country. They hate what.
Yeah. Okay. What's the title of the show? What is the title of the show? The question, something about questions. I'm just like, hold on, refresh me. Who are these people writing these big checks? Of course, it's some lobbying body, but I want to know who's cutting the check. Don't you want to know? Right? Who are these people that are manipulating all of this? And let me step back a little more on this. Let me reverse this a little bit. Citizens United, if you know what that is, right? Corporations are people, but it also gave them the ability to filter, maneuver, slip in direct through whatever channels are available money from across the planet. And then also look up McCutcheon versus FEC, which is also just as bad. But I've been an advocate of getting money out of politics since I started, my Blog Talk Radio in 2024. And then I've been, I always talk about Citizens United and how that's been the detriment completely to our nation, and how these corporations and these predator class world economic motherfuckers have had so much control over people. I mean, last night I was just showing Dick Durbin being controlled by some kid, 30 year old, whispering in his ear on what to do and what to say. The guy's been in Congress for like 10 plus years. This, and then you see handlers for Biden and all these people, controlling these politicians. These are them. They're not the actual check writers, of course, right? But these are the people that are put out there to control these people in Congress. This is really a very, very, very big problem. This is probably our biggest problem, is there are people out there that are being put in places around your senator, around or near or completely in contact with your congressman, your House of Representative, that are guiding, controlling, manipulating, moving, instructing them to do things, right? And the people that write the big checks, those are probably the people that deliver the checks, right? These kids or whoever they are, right? But those are the minions of the world the pedo-predator class. These fucking god-awful, most people just have no idea how fucking rich these people are. Most people just have no idea how rich or how powerful, how much resources they have, time, energy, manpower. A good example, World Economic Forum member, devout member, this lady, I could just look it up, whoever runs CERN, or the Switzerland Hadron Colliders, these giant loops that smash particles into each other, that's extremely powerful device that's could cause, which people have talked about, they could open a black. They've already said they've created mini black holes. It's like, okay, well, stop, right? But these people are in charge of all this is resources they have. This is the problem. These people have become these sick, sociopathic, fucking Bill Gates motherfuckers have become so extremely powerful and influential and intimidating, et cetera, the list goes on and on and on, that this guy right here, this congressman, is basically saying they're cutting the checks. You think Mitch McConnell, right there, you think Mitch McConnell really pulls the strings himself? No. He can't. He's had fucking a stroke every 4 months on television for the past 3 years. Right? I mean, sadly, I don't wish any ill will to most people. Bill Gates is an exception, though, I'll tell you that. Klaus Schwab's, Yuval Harari's, all connected to the World Economic Forum. But that's who he's talking about. These big checks. These aren't, hey man, thanks for doing that. There's a couple $100,000. No, these are millions of dollars. Right? Why do you think fucking AOC went from making about 80 grand a year as a bartender, waitress, probably less than that, maybe, under 80 grand a year, to making, now she's worth like $30 million. How did that fucking happen? Right, you guys know the story with Nancy Pelosi. And all there's Republican and Democrat you know, illegally trading stocks. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows. That's another fucking problem. You know, if you're in Congress, you should not be a stock. You should have nothing to do. Not your family, not your member, not some private firm, some offshore account or whatever. Nothing. That should automatically disqualify you, because if you know a bill is coming up, a law that's going to help an industry or a company or whatever entity that is, 3, 4, 5, 10 months prior or whatever, you can set up the pins, man. You have the inside fucking scoop. Do you think, what the hell is his name? It'll come to me. But just the image appeared in my head. I hate when that fucking happens. The image appeared in my head. It's not Bill. It's not the Walton guy. It's like this heavy duty stockbroker. It'll come to me later. It takes a while for these file monkeys to work. Just, you know. But this whole thing is alarming, right? So let's listen to how he's going over this, because what I want to.
What we're about, but they love their portfolios and they love their money more than they do anything else, and they protect it, and they protect the people that do that. And by doing so, you know, the old honeypot, the Russians do that, and I'm sure members of Congress have been caught up. Why in the world would good conservatives vote for crazy stuff like what we've been seeing out of Congress?
Wow. I mean, I wish you would.
That's a wow just for her to play something that a Republican congressman is talking about. That's a wow, in my opinion. But I haven't seen the entire video. Oh, I gotta take the picture off of her. I haven't seen the entire video, but I know at that point when you hear the police, like with Patel and what the fuck is his name? I can't believe this. I hate when that happens. Because I had it before. I've seen it. Anyway, when they were talking about, you know, money coming and controlling the police from the federal level, that's a fucking serious question. And when you hear about this guy talking about these big checks, that's a serious question. Wait a second. Hold on a second. Who are these people? Stop. Just what? Wait, stop. Who? What did you say? This happens constantly. I see this with journalists and hosts and people all the time. They want to talk about a specific topic, right? And then they just want to get through that topic. But people will divulge or spill out or mention something that could be another directional question, something that could be possibly even more important than what you're trying to reveal. And this happens constantly. This happens fucking constantly. It's just, you know, it's almost like it's scripted, and it's just, there's like no like a hunter-gatherer investigative, you know, core to this. There's nothing. It's like it's not instinctual, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, and that's the thing. This is huge. I want to know who the fuck these people are writing these checks. I want to know how this process is with these cops. But you know, so if the shit comes down, who are they going to listen to? You know, is it they're going to listen to Biden? They're going to listen to Trump? Whoever, you know, down the road, hopefully Trump will win. I'm counting on that. But the problem is how is this shit even happening? That's the problem. And I mentioned a few reasons why. One of the major reasons is Citizens United, McCutcheon versus FEC. And the other one, I think, was the Communications Act of 1993 or something around there. It gave the ability to allow, and there's a few things that Obama did. It's not coming to my head very fast, but he actually, it's true. He allowed and signed a bill or an executive, whatever order, allowing news companies to propagate, to lie, to bullshit, to control your mind. And that was just the most interesting thing I've ever seen or heard in my life. Yeah, so the biggest thing, and the reason why I'm telling you this is we have some issues that really need some serious cleaning. We have a lot of things going on in this country that aren't being addressed, that nothing's happening. I mean, right now we see, let me just show you this picture real quick. Okay. Right here. This is a good one. Yeah, we don't need the music. This is amazing. Right. You can't really see this, but hopefully you can. I'm going to make it as big as I can just so you can see what the hell this picture is about. This is on TikTok. Some interesting shit on TikTok, by the way. Right? And, of course, Josh Hawley and a bunch of other fucking people. He's a Republican. He wants to take down TikTok. You know, leave the internet alone. The only right? It's just really weird how, you know, peace and freedom and the internet are not synonymous, or they are synonymous. It's what I'm saying is, I want people on the internet that divulge information about this or that or the other thing. I will to do what you know, as long as it's not illegal. You know, who knows what that is these days? It seems like, you know, as long as it's not horrifying, illegal, or, you know, whatever. Do what you want. You can put, if you want to throw bullshit out there, and hopefully it sticks, good for you. Right? If you want to try to propagate people, or, you know, try to mass formation psychosis people, go ahead. If you want to try to get mass consent for some talking point or position, go for it. Right? But it's up to us to make that determination. The problem with the internet is the government always wants to step in. I don't care where you're at or what country you're in, but it's been happening more so in the United States. They want to come in and tell you what you can watch, what you can play, what you can see. Now, when it comes to my kids, when they were younger, yeah, there were restrictions on the phones that I gave them. I made sure that they didn't have this or that. I would check their phones periodically. That's what a parent does, right? You know, and I mean, I'm sure some of that shit will fall through. Of course, you know, when I was a kid, what was that? Somebody would, bro, I got my dad's Playboy magazine, man. What? Phil comes up. You think that's good, bro? I got my dad's Hustler magazine. It's just like, what? Hey, this kind of shit happens. But there's some stuff out there that is for us to decide. Let us make that decision. You know, we're adults. We're, you know, most of us are of sound minds, sound bodies, kind of. But let us decide. Stop fucking policing over us. That's just when it gets out of hand. This is the stadium of 100,000 people. If yesterday rate of illegal immigrants holds, one full stadium like this will be entering the country every week, every 7 days. The usual amount of people that have been coming into the country per year, on average, for the past few decades, right? Look it up. It's about 600,000. It's gone up to like 800,000, gone down to 4,000. When Trump was in office, it went down to like 4 or 5. It wasn't that much. But still, people were coming in. You couldn't stop everybody. They were able to, get the tail end of them, right? But in the past 3 years, under the Biden administration, this is how fucking crazy this is. We're over 7 million. Right? By the end of his term, if this continues, if there's an actual fucking country left, I will be surprised as hell. I know and what's going to be interesting is all these not the Democrats, because they're part of it. I'm talking about the politicians. Democrats are more politicians or celebrities that are in on this World Economic Forum, New World Order, Great Reset, Fourth Industrial Revolution. They're all in with the climate change shit. They're all in with the a corporate equality index. Look that up. They're all in with the environmental social governance. Kill the cows. Cows are bad. Don't eat meat. Eat the bugs. Right. This is why this needs to really slow down. And the problem is what's going to happen at the very end. If it goes completely south in this next year, if the House Republicans don't get a fucking handle on this Hunter thing and linking Hunter to Biden and getting this motherfucker out of office and going after not just there's probably other people involved, but they're not even bringing it up. I guarantee you there's others involved, right? But they're not even bringing that up right now. But that means they can keep going. It brings discovery in a sense, right, to the impeachment. But as we move forward, what is the chances? These people are gonna at the end when the country's gone and it's under full control of NATO, UN, and all these people that have came in and illegally that are now holding a fucking AK to your head. Who knows? I'm just saying, who knows, right? Because that's a lot of them. Many of them do want to come to the United States because they want to try to get better, because they want to live they want to have certain services. They're being given free this and free that and healthcare and money and phones and this and that and the other thing and hotel rooms and blah blah. I mean, why the fuck not? If you're in a place living in a fucking shack in some other third or fourth world country, get on that plane that they're fucking. I guarantee you're going to find out once they do a thorough investigation that we paid to fly people here. Remember I said that. Remember I said we spent millions, possibly billions of dollars paying for flights from all over the world to bring in these Red Dawn motherfuckers to the border to slip in. Remember, I said that because that's kind of been indicated and or revealed in many different instances. But after this is all said and done, and we lose, and they take over, and the country's gone, all these people that say, "Oh, Biden's it, Biden's that, Biden's this," they're gonna sit there in awe, going, "What just happened?" That's what I'm trying to prevent. I don't want them to wake up after it's over. If they want to stay asleep, and if they want to stay hypnotized, that's your fucking right. Go ahead. But a lot of us are just like, what the fuck is happening right now? I mean, look at this. Every week. If it's at the rate that it's going, it's going to be 10 million. Right? That's 2.5 million people a fucking year. That's crazy. That's crazy. No, it's more than 2.5. Yeah. That's crazy. I, yeah, there is an actual system right now that's happening. It's the complete annihilation of the last castle. Right? I don't know if you've seen the Robert Redford movie, The Last Castle. Good movie. Raises up the flag. You know, don't you raise that flag, and then he gets shot. You should look it up. It's a good movie. But we're the last stand. You take down the United States, you win. We're the queen of the chessboard. I know. Right now, it seems like we definitely are. But that's basically what's happening. Is they're trying to take. If they can take this down, CBDC goes into effect. For sure. That's for sure going to happen. Central bank digital currency. Immunizations galore, which means equals more not being here people anymore. Can't say the words, got to be careful, got the algorithms, the fucking sentinels coming after me, you know, like in Matrix, the sentinels, the movie The Matrix. Yeah, they're fucking after me. Because, I mean, it's most of this stuff is pretty obvious. You can fucking see it. You know, if you're following what's happening from all from different places, right? I mean, I'm watching, for example, I was watching, who was I watching? I was watching Meet the Press. Remember Tim Russell? That guy was fucking amazing. Or not Bill Russell. Bill Russell's basketball player. But I was watching. Yeah, fucking there goes Russell Brand talking about Civil War. Fucker. Yeah, Meet the Press. So what they were talking about on Meet the Press, hopefully it'll go to the beginning. Yeah, here it comes.
If it's Friday, a potentially major setback in the special counsel's criminal case against Donald Trump as the Supreme Court rejects Jack Smith's plea to have it take up a dispute that he says is fundamental for his case and for American democracy. Plus, Israel faces renewed...
Yeah, that happened. Everybody's... That was a desperate move strategically. And it's almost like they threw in the towel. I don't see any way that that's going to help, because now they're going to go after taking Trump off the ballot in Colorado, and then fucking California stepped in and other places, and then the Republican or blue Republican red states are going, okay, well, you take them off, we'll take Biden off of these. So this is turning into a fucking pissing contest, obviously. But in regards to the Trump thing, yeah, I'm trying to figure out why was that action? Why would he do that? Why the fuck would you fucking do that? You know, why the hell? But there was a guy that came on here, this idiot, and he was saying, "Oh, this is they're doing that
at the Supreme Court." But we've gotten a preview, at least at the district court level, and I think probably more likely than not, courts would weigh against granting a president this broad, a giant sort of bubble of immunity. We know that presidential immunity has existed since the Supreme Court of the Nixon era.
Okay. What did he say? What did we know?
Up at the Supreme Court. But we've gotten a preview, at least at the district court level, and I think probably more likely than not, courts would weigh against granting a president this broad, a giant sort of bubble of immunity. We know that presidential immunity has existed since the Supreme Court. Courts would weigh against granting a president this broad, a giant sort of bubble of immunity. We know that presidential immunity courts would weigh against granting a president this broad, a giant sort of
right
bubble
spot.
of immunity. We know that presidential immunity has existed since the Supreme Court of the Nixon era. A giant sort of bubble of immunity. We know that presidential immunity has existed since the Supreme Court of the Nixon era. But
yeah, they knew. So if they know, what is that? How, if you're watching this, let me just I'm going to put my mind in liberal mode for a second. Right? I'm going to put my mind in, what's interesting is if you look up what liberal means or liberalism, these people don't act like that. They don't act like that. I don't know what. It's like an authoritarian thing. It's really scary. It's really scary. But anyway, so let me get back. So if I'm watching this and I'm a Biden supporter, I would just glaze right over that part that we knew. So if you knew, what was it for? Why would you do that knowing that you're fucking not going to win? Why would you do Russiagate if you knew you're not going to win? Why would you try to throw dozens of charges on this guy if you know you're not going to win? Okay, well, you should know the answer to this. It's called optics. It's called advertising. It's called marketing. They just want to put Trump in a bad light. And every time he fucking wins, he gets stronger. But that's not the fact. The fact of the matter is, he's been strong since day one. People recently, and this is interesting to me, now they're using Hillary. It's like, this is on the Daily Mail too, which was fucking weird to me. I'm like, what? Who the fuck care? Alright, so this is on the Daily Mail, right? Donald Trump is an ancestor, right? And the family tree could be related or is related to Hillary Clinton. That's the Daily Mail. So if you go back far enough to if you go back, let's just say you go back 5 generations, right? I would say you're probably related to at least 100, at least 1,000 people you don't know. Just 5 generations. Go back 10 generations. You probably know 100,000 people you don't know. Everybody in some way is related to fucking somebody in some fucking way. But Trump did rub elbows. He did have people stay in his hotels that were fucking rich and had money and that were politically powerful, stuff like that. This happened. This I get now. Right? Before I was just, oh, he's part of them. He's just one of them. And I'm hearing that from so many people. So the guy that was making a great living, worth about $4.3 billion, over $4 billion, decides to run for president. Okay, because he sees some shit that just isn't working in the world. He's really concerned. After he leaves office, he's worth less. His liquid money is less. He lost like $1.5 billion of money. Right? He didn't take any money from his paychecks either. You know, he didn't take that 280 grand or whatever per year just for being the president. I'm still seeing orange man bad syndrome everywhere. It's really crazy. Look, I've done a lot of research in my time, but I failed myself in others, to not really do the research that I needed to do. Why is this so off? Oh, that's why. I got it here. Okay. Because I failed to really look into Donald Trump myself. That's on me. I was listening to MSNBC. I was listening to Fox. I was listening to CNN. I wasn't really, and I was listening to like TYT and even Jimmy Dore and many people that just hate him. There are people out there that just fucking hate this guy to death still to this day. But after I've done for the past few months, look, he's not perfect. Like I said, I'm not with him with Israel because, Israel was created by the Rockefellers, by the way. They created that whole fucking regime and stuck him in the middle of Islam, which was just like, the reason was to create tension, to create wars, to keep, the end game of that was to make sure that the military-industrial complex will always need war. So this stuff has been created a lot throughout history. If you look all this shit up, you'll understand that these people have been manipulating nations, the migration of a nation. They've basically created Israel in the middle of like every fucking Muslim. I mean, Israel is surrounded by Muslims, surrounded. And that was, and they just keep up bringing up Iran, and there's going to be a war. We need some more money. Here it comes. Here it comes. But I don't think Trump really understands the history of it. And nobody's going to fucking tell him. I hate his fucking yes men people. He's got yes men people around him, and it's a bad thing. I call it the Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson syndrome or issue or problem or plague. You just get a bunch of yes men around you, and you just start failing, and that could happen. That's what I'm really worried about with him. Yeah, this means nothing to me. It means nothing to me, right? I mean, so and then I ask people, so who are you going to vote for, right? Who are you fucking going to vote for? Right? Who's your person? Who are you going with? Who's the main person? Right? Who's going to save this? Who do you think is going to save this country? Do you think it's going to be Gavin Newsom? You think Gavin Newsom's not going to want everybody to be, given the freaking whatchamacallit in their arms, for the forever? You think that's going to happen? Right? I mean, oh my God, what the fuck? Oh, never tuck your shirt in. No thanks, bro. What the fuck? Oh, this is just getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Let's look at see what else I got here. Alright, that's weird. I need to see that. Alright, what else we got? Bill Barr says he'll jump off bridge if Donald Trump wins GOP 2024 nomination. Okay. Which bridge? I want to be there. Right? We're seeing all these actors and actresses, these high sports figures going, I'm leaving the United States if Donald Trump. Okay, that's fine. But basically what they're really doing, from what I can tell, is they're leaving because they're going to get outed. I think a lot of these people are going to leave the country because they're in that black book, Epstein's black book, right? They're in there. I think they're in there. What record? Mediocre male athlete switches to women's team, breaks college track record. What record? Was there a previous time record from a delusional loser male running against girls? Oh my God, it's so fucking nuts. What do we got here? Traditional Schmidt family game of Risk. Headed north through the wide open southern border. Yeah. That's a good one. Eric Schmidt's a fucking bulldog, man. He's a bulldog. I recommend everybody. Josh Hawley's a flippity floppity God, it seems like it's like he's acting out there. It doesn't really seem sincere. Seems like he's just going through the motions. Look at it. Here's 4 racist white judges. Black Coloradans that they couldn't vote for Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, here they are. Disgraceful scenes. What else was here? Oh, there you go. Oh, look at that. There's not a lot of people there. Some people got their heads down. Look at that guy. I don't think he's looking at his boots. I don't think he wants to be seen in that picture. Right? I don't think he wants to be seen in that picture. Wow. This guy should run for office in 2028. Right? John Schneider. Dukes of Hazzard. Love that show. That should be my favorite. Boss Hog. That was my favorite fucking show when I was a kid. But all the celebs would have threatened DJT to get nothing. I'm right. MAGA earn. Yeah. When a man is handsome, educated, has money, but is still single, what could be the problem? Ooh, that's a good one. That's an interesting one right there. What would that mean? Probably a small dick. Small. Wait, isn't that unethical? Yeah, everybody's playing this. I played this the other night or yesterday. Everybody's on this now. Right? Before the trial even began, the judge ruled in our favor. Yeah, I posted that fucking... As soon as I saw it on TikTok, actually. And as soon as I saw it on TikTok, I put it up on my... What the fuck is this piece of shit? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Well, I'm going to hear what the responses are. You're wasting my time asking this fucking question. Yeah, she's Hillary Clinton. She's fucking Hillary Clinton. Oh, I like this one. I bet you this a good one. Now my answer is... can't believe I'm typing this as the obvious answer would be fuck no. Right? Oh my god, this is such a piece of shit. How the fuck is that happening? She's still in the race? She's not in the race, right? Was there anything else I was going to go over? Because I'm just kind of scrolling through this crap. Hunter Biden sat on Burisma board. Correct. He was unqualified to do it. Correct. Burisma pressured him to get D.C. to act on policy issues in Ukraine. I wouldn't say it was... yeah, I don't know. Number 3, it wasn't. Just that. Yeah, I don't know. This is all Joe's. Joe did all this. No. Pedo Joe put all this together. For fuck's sakes. I mean, how hard is that to fucking... It's obvious. You know, I don't know who this guy is, though. Whatever this dude is. You know, POTUS. I don't fucking... That guy's just a weirdo. There is nothing uglier and less attractive than a young man who supports Trump. Women don't want you. What? Wow. You're as hideous inside as you are on the outside. What the fuck? This is a chick that illegally came into this country. So here we have a sitting U.S. Congresswoman going after a 17-year-old kid on the internet. Yeah. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm going to follow that kid for sure. Well, he's 17. I don't know. Anyway. Look at this. Good for you. Good for you, boy. Good for you. Why did he take pictures with him? Real American Voice. 16-year-old radical leftists and rhinos hating on him for supporting our true president. Yeah, I'm just, let the kids. You have to agree with this. Let kids be kids. Let them get through high school. Don't get them involved in politics and shit. I mean, my kids know where I stand on a lot of stuff, but I don't say, oh, you need to go to this meeting or watch this stuff about Donald Trump or watch this stuff about Biden. I might send something in regards. I've sent a ton of shit to them in regards to Fluvid-19, but, which is good because they didn't do the thing, which is good. This is who you'll be fighting in the Civil War. There it is. There's the people. That'll be happening. I don't think that's the case, bro. Yeah. That's funny though. I think that's just fucking hilarious right there. There's the people. This is it. These are the guys. There's not going to be. They would love for that to happen. I mean, if you've seen Contagion, the movie Contagion, that came out right before the Fluvid-19 came out, right? And then all of a sudden you have, I mean, look at all the movies in the past. Charlie Wilson's War, Syriana, that's a good one, you had watched that. That pretty much told the story of how shit works with the war. How wars are created and how we influence people and take advantage of them across the planet. But this new movie coming out, I'm going to look that up real quick. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this Civil War trailer. All right, here it is. Right.
19 states have seceded.
The United States Army ramps up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
I'm guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America.
We just try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
Citizens of America.
The so-called Western forces of Texas and California
have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
We're moving to D.C. today.
We need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death. Blooded.
Every time I survived a war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay?
Okay. What kind of American are you?
Okay. There it is. White dude. Come on. You don't see it? You don't see it? Right? The Democratic Party is a lie. There was never hope and change, libertarianism, democracy, anything that's good for anyone. It's a fucking lie. This movie just like Contagion, just like all these other movies that they make. Right before the shit, they try to instigate this stuff. Of course. Why couldn't that guy have been black? Or Polynesian, at least. Right? I feel bad that Polynesians aren't getting enough time in fucking movies. We should start protesting. Fuck. So fucking stupid. Yeah, so that's what this is about. Put fear in people. It's just God, it's just constant fear. Right? There's more movies coming out about planes crashing. It's fucking ridiculous. Democratic Party is the biggest lie. Abraham Lincoln, was he a Republican or was he a Democrat? I know the answer. Most people don't. Right? Most people don't. He was a Republican. Right? Who fought for civil rights and voting rights? Was it the Democrats or the Republicans? It was the Republicans. Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood. Who created Planned Parenthood? Eugenicists, Auschwitz Nazis, Auschwitz. I can't even fucking say it. I always have a problem with that, right? The eugenicists, cleansing. Only the correct people were able to do things. Planned Parenthood was placed immediately in black communities, immediately in low-income minority communities, everywhere. They didn't have it in the Hamptons, right? Do they have a Planned Parenthood in the Hamptons? No. Sorry, they still don't. Right? Yeah, that was all planned. There were 14 million. There were 14% of this country is black, right? Which would definitely tip the scale of an election for sure. They've been killing these people for decades. They've been killing my people for decades. They've been killing all of us for decades, but they've focused on them. If Planned Parenthood wasn't around and placed strategically where they had them placed, I wonder how many black people there'd be in this country. Right? And guess whose movement is that? That's the Democratic movement. Right? Magic Johnson came from I think he had 11 siblings or 10 siblings, plus himself. Right? Big families, that's the way it should be. Big families. People always say, oh, you're a Mormon. I can't believe Mormons have big families. Fuck yeah, fuck it. That's why the Polynesians liked Mormonism, sent their kids to BYU. More Polynesians went to BYU than any other. They liked the religion of family and Ohana. It was good to them. They didn't care about the hat and all this other crazy stuff that kind of comes from Mormonism, but they liked the big family unity thing, which was great. I've known so many, and then they painted Mormons as being a pariah because, and I'm not a Mormon or like a super Christian or a super anything religiously, but my dog's tags say I'm a Christian, so I'm a Christian. I'm just telling you, foremost and foremost. And how I believe in God with, my Bible's right there. It's right there in pink in the corner, right? I got that Bible when I was in Orange County Municipal Jail. I was in there for drunk driving back in 2009, I think, 2008, 2009. And I deserved to be in there. That was a stupid time. I'd just gotten divorced. Things were rough. I wasn't making good decisions. And I got busted. And I'm glad because I'm glad they took me in. Right? But the thing about it is it's real simple. We do have a country right now that has many religions. Many religions. And then we have these new religion of pronouns. 43-year-old men dressed in thongs going to daycare centers and shit, which is just fucking weird and wrong, in my opinion. Yeah, that's just fucking sick and stupid. Let's just get that out on the fucking table, right? And but this definitely is gonna wants to promote division. That's what this is about, right? It's all about division. It's all about division, and I'll just kind of leave with this, right? Because I had this up in the beginning. So now they've created, and they're very proud of this new thing that they've created. It's called an aerosol, right? It's an aerosol that they're gonna freaking put out there, right? That they're gonna fucking put out there. Genocidal bioweapon. They're gonna spray it, so everybody's getting it. Everybody's gonna get that fucking Kool-Aid in their that Mary Roger Nancy Alpha Kool-Aid. Mary Roger Nancy Alpha, you know what I'm saying? Kool-Aid in their system one way or another. They want that to happen. If you don't think this is look, the end game, and I'm gonna leave with this. Divide and conquer. That's always, that's what that fucking Civil War thing is about. Right? It's always about divide and conquer. But the problem is right now is and I bring this up all the time, and I'll just leave with this. Let me get this out of the way. Divide and conquer. That's their goal. One of the most threatening words, the most dangerous word, the most fearful word to the pedo-predator class, the global elite, which I hate giving them that title, but, Congress made that happen, and many other countries allowed that to happen. Divide and conquer. If the 99% continues to fight each other, then we'll never defeat the true enemy. It's the World Economic Forum, ETAL, and associates, and everybody that's all in. State Street, Vanguard, BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan, these giant bankers and all this other shit. Hey, bro, what's up, Jordan Lott? Hey, Mana, what's up? I was just about to get up, but thank you for showing up. But stop being their pawns. I always say that. Stop being their pawns of division. There's some interesting information that's going to come out, I believe, tomorrow in regards to what I was posting here. What did I just do with it? No. The book, the black book, and it's how that's going to play out. And I everybody thinks everybody's going to see all the names, and it's going to come out on January the 2nd. I'm just be prepared to see that it's might be redacted. That's all I'm saying. Just be prepared. You're just like, what the fuck happened, right? Right. What is this right here? When did I get this on? What is this about? All right. It says wannabe, and how do they fool you? Because they pick the leaders they want, and they put those people up there and portray them as being your leaders, when in fact they're leaders of nobody. That's Fred Hampton. That's a little different. It's a little different with Trump, and people need to understand this, because I just came to this realization. You'd think I'm being paid by them. I'm not. I'm not. If I was, I'd be. My background would be a lot better. Well, I like my background, actually. My room's fine. Everything's good. I got my little place. I'm happy. White House. Wannabe dictator speaks at the White House after having his political rival arrested. Yeah. What did that say, though? Right? So this guy's doing everything he can to get this guy off of this ballot. People are saying now that it's like that's part of the show, Jim. That's part of the show. No, this guy's going through fucking hell. This Trump. He's not. You think he likes any of this shit? You think he's getting paid to do any of this shit? Right? He's pissed. He's going to go through all of it. He's got plenty of information, plenty of proof. He's got everybody fucking knows that most people know that he's not going to be touched. They're going to try to take him out. That's going to happen. The problem that I think with these Democrats, and they're Democrats, is they would take out, along with Trump, an entire city, possibly even a state. Don't put it past these people. Do not put it past these people. These people did this shit here, and I'm going to show you. Right? They did this shit here. If you understand what this is, I'm going to show you. And if they can do this, they'll do it all. Okay? Nobody talks about Building 7. Came down at 5:20 p.m. later on that day. It's about a half a mile away from Building 1. The plane was going in the opposite direction of Building 7, yet somehow something bounced off of Building 1 and landed on Building 7, which took several hours to ignite, and then all of a sudden it started blowing up and all this other shit. But the two-party oligarchy fooled you with 9/11. That's obvious. And they're fooling you with this fluid scam. They flew you, and I put that up, I don't know, 2020. I put that up in 2020. Yeah, there's so much stuff that the deep state. I mean, I saw the meme today that if you think there's a deep state, you're crazy. That was somebody from the Biden administration, somebody who believes in Biden on Facebook goes, if you believe that there's a deep state, then you're crazy. Okay. Yeah. Everything's all wonderful, man. It's all good. Don't worry. Everything's good. You know, the people that give you your news, right? All these people in these beautiful, wonderful $1 billion plus theaters, stages, right? They're getting paid by the same people that are fucking you over every day and twice on Sundays. Every day, every week, and twice on Sundays. Right? These people don't give a shit about you. You think CNN gives a shit about you? You think the fucking Fox gives a shit about you? You think fucking CBS gives a shit about you? You think PBS? You think the New York Times, LA Times, all these fucking publications give a shit about you? They don't give a shit about you. They care about their advertisers, their donors. They do what they're told by them. That's what they do. That's what they do. You know, I don't need to give you guys a lesson. I think you understand what's going on now. There's this entity out there that needs to be labeled as the greatest, one of the most threatening entities of our time. It's called the World Economic Forum, and they need to be labeled as such. Hey, Dr. Shiva may talk with Cynthia McKinney. That would be awesome if they talk. Oh yeah, for sure. I want Dr. Shiva to speak to Donald Trump. That's what I want him to do. I want him to sit down with him. I mean, I like Dr. Shiva. He's got a lot of really good stuff, but I want him to sit down with Donald Trump. I've heard all his accusations. I'm not saying anything derogatory about Dr. Shiva, but I'm going to tell you right now, you got to give the man his time to defend himself. That's just the way it should be. But there is indefinite detention here in the United States because we're such a fucking free country. What the fuck? Thank you, Obama and Bush, for the Patriot Act, NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act bullshit. God damn it. Yeah. We just need some cleaning. We definitely need some cleaning. And I'm thinking Trump's gonna just flip people out. If he gets in office, if that actually fucking happens, and if he can make it past these Democrats and their fucking sickness, right? Then this country has a chance. But I don't know who else is gonna fix all this shit. I don't think I don't know anybody else. I think DeSantis pulled out. Haley's still in it because she's being paid by the military-industrial complex and the World Economic Forum all in one. Vivek will probably still be in it. I'm still a little skeptical. I like everything the guy says, but man, he's just got Obama 2.0 painted all over him. And it's just like, wow, everybody might get totally played with that. It might be really bad. But here's where I stand. And then I'm going to leave with this. Because this is the one that I think everybody should stand. Okay? Right? And this is what the New World Order doesn't want. This is what the Great Reset doesn't want. This is what the Fourth Industrial Revolution, Klaus Schwab, Yuval Harari, and all these World Economic Forum pawns and idiots, they don't want you to say things like this. No parasitic, global elitist asshole is going to tell me where to go, what to do, and how to fucking do it. Right? Josh Hawley. Right? Josh Hawley, you need to fucking get off that gravy train, bro. We know you're in it. But get off, because it's going to go down. And I'll make damn sure it goes down. I'm going to make sure that the World Economic Forum, with my information I put on here, so people will know what the fuck is going on, or at least they'll have documentation of what happened if it does go down. But I'm going to do whatever I can to stop that, because I care about my grandkids, I care about my kids, I care about their lives, I care about my neighbor, my upstairs neighbor, downstairs, everywhere. I hope they have wonderful, fantastic lives so they can all do whatever they want freely, freedom of speech, I fly my flag so you can fly your flag, or whatever flag you want to fly. That's up to you. I don't care. Right? As long as it's not really, really, I don't know. I mean, some stuff that you don't want to fly. Quick story. I was in a HOA. Had a 4-bedroom condo in Southern California. Man, I should have stayed there. I could. Anyway. This one guy his flag was a Steelers flag. And I'm a Rams guy, right? Because I used to go to Rams games with my grandfather. For some reason, I like Titans a lot. I love the Green Bay Packers. Always loved the Green Bay Packers. The Rams are like my team. I used to go to Cowboys games. Anyway. So anyway, and I kind of got off track here. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I'm just getting tired. Anyway, thank you very much for being here. Aloha. Take care. Good talking with you guys. It'll probably that's Beck. His name is Beck. Just came to me. Oh, that's Beck. Okay, that's funny. God, my fucking file monkeys suck, man. I'm telling you, I need to work on that. I need to take some alpha pills or something that fucking Joe Rogan talks about. Anyway, aloha, guys. Thank you for